Hey, I'm Wilmer Valderrama, executive producer of the new podcast De My Abuelita First. Each week, the incredible Vico Ortiz and fabulous Abuelita Liliana Montenegro will play matchmaker for a group of hopeful romantics. Right, Vico?
You know it. Listen to Date My Abuelita First, Thursdays on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Just do it better. Besitos.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, I'm Jay Shetty, and I'm the host of On Purpose. In this week's episode, I had the honor to interview President Joe Biden in his first ever personal interview about mental health.
We have an enormous opportunity, but the thing I want to change is American attitude. We can do anything. There's nothing we've ever set our mind to we've not been able to do we've done together. For real.
Listen to On Purpose with Jay Shetty on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Craig Ferguson goes in search of joy and talks with actors, doctors, stand-ups, and scientists. Everyone. Is it love, religion, drugs, money? Where do you find it? Craig Ferguson, In Search of Joy, the celebrations, the dances, science, poetry, laughter, and music of joy. Don't miss it. Joy with Craig Ferguson. Hear it now on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm here to help.
Hola, I'm Alexia Nipola.
And I'm Marisol Patton.
Your favorite Miami housewives. And now, the host of the new podcast, Ay, por favor.
We are bringing the heat as we dish on hot topics, celeb gossip, and more. Alexia and I have been gossiping for 23 years. We call it Chismeando.
Listen to Ay, por favor as part of the My Cultura Podcast Network, available on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And that's exactly what we're doing today. We're going to keep that shit going.
I gotta figure
we on a mean streak.
Certain what my flight time is.
We're going to let him find his flight time.
Yeah.
But while he does that, I will get into a portion of the greatness that this man has already sprinkled, not only in the comedy world, but in the entertainment world.
Talk to him.
I'm talking about one of the most hilarious comedians to ever do this shit.
Yes.
You're great.
That we had the privilege of watching. I'm telling you, I will hands down say my comedic opinion, one of the best joke tellers. Nobody can tell a joke better than Michael Colyar.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. That's what I always say.
I'm talking about, he's done it all, from hosting a Showtime at the Apollo type shit, the Def Comedy Jams, and shit, Star Search. His reputation speaks for itself, and me and him had a very long, detailed conversation about the shit that he did out on Venice Beach.
Venice Beach, California?
Is there any other place?
I didn't know.
This not no interview. This is a master class.
Come on, somebody.
We get to actually talk to somebody who was right there. And we're gonna get some history, we're gonna get some laughs, and I know for sure we definitely gonna get some game. I already told you his real name, but he'll tell you if I don't call him Uncle Mike, I'm always gonna call him
my nephew, man.
Showboat! Showboat! The boat is in the building!
Toe Jam crackers for everybody. Let's go!
Said it all!
Don't play with the boat's money. That's all I can say. I just had to ask this lady one thing. I don't know what time my flight is, and I'm in the interview. What time? Call me back. Text it.
You know it real when you put the quarter in there.
What time is it? What do you mean? No, I said, what time is my flight, baby?
That's
okay. We're good. All right, see you in a minute. We're going live. Bye. It's at 10 is my flight, so I'm good. If you 10 minutes away, shoot, we cooking with oil. Hey.
So check this out. This is what I need you to do because nobody does that shit like you. I want you to pick up the second half and give them the rest of the intro.
By me?
Yes, because you do that shit so well.
World-renowned, often talked about alleged comedian, gentleman, and a scholar, intellectual giant of the pool of mental midgets, and a connoisseur of fan haberdasheries. Thank you, King. Thank you.
Hold on before I shake your hand.
Oh, King. Thank you, man. I'm honored that y'all brought me in here, brother.
Straight out of Chi-Town.
Talk about funny. You know, one of the best that's ever done it is you, brother. And you're young. Already a legend. You already a legend. You a young legend. The way you deliver it. You and your team, brother. All three of y'all be killing. I don't know you much. I saw you on a couple of shows, but I wouldn't really recognize you if you stood up in my suit. But if they tell me you all right, then you all right.
No, he's a very all right dude.
Yeah.
Fucking guy. Now, first of all, it's an honor and a privilege to have you stop by and grace us.
Brother, thank you. I'm honored to be here. I've been looking forward to coming here for a while, so this is really good.
So this how you know that we've been waiting on you, bro. I'm starting off with the gifts. I usually make them wait to the end.
Whoa.
I want you to have your shit in me.
Yeah, I got the squeaky chicken.
Hey, man.
I brought the chicken.
Man. Don't worry, I brought the chicken. Sit right there. Oh, man, we got things, man.
We got things.
You know, free shit is better than regular shit. Like free food is better than regular food. I don't even put no seasoning in that. I eat it quick so somebody change their mind. You know,
right.
So this is beautiful. Thank you. I can't wait to wear it too. Woo woo! We're gonna do the photo shoot and the whole thing.
All that shit.
Oh man, I wish I was here to see this whole studio. It ain't no joke. Where I can put it right here?
I'll sit it wherever you want.
I want to sit right there so they see my name right there, my kite. Okay. And they spelled it. Yeah, that's close enough.
It used to be the E-A-L.
What was that? E or A?
That's an E.
That's an E, that's okay. If they put an E on the check, I still take it. It don't have to be that. Get me the goddamn A now. E is good. E spins.
Tell us, let's get right into it. How does this journey start?
Man, you know, it's so interesting. I started by being an actor in high school, and I really wanted to be an actor, so I got in all the plays.
What high school, right?
Morgan Park High School, Southside, Chicago, man. Come on, y'all. I'm from the projects, Robert Teller on 4352 South State, popping that on that.
Make sure I got my wallet.
Hold up,
Make sure your wallet's
hold up,
safe.
before we go, you know, they destroyed all the black communities. So for you to come from
they smashed my
historically
project.
legendary, give me a few stories after Robert Taylor home.
But I'll tell you another story about Robert Teller. First of all, there was an experiment first before they built projects.
Whoa.
They built these projects to contain us.
Right.
Whoa, that's what it was.
If you notice, all projects are surrounded by freeways.
Exactly.
Because of the way to concentrate all the black people in one area, if some shit break out, they can roll tanks down the freeway. So they did a test in like either the 50s or the 60s called the rat test. And they actually took crates of rats and stacked them up and just left them alone. And they watched it over time. They fed them, gave them water, but over time they killed each other off. So the folks who designed that system already knew how the projects was going to be when you put people on top of each other. But the main thing is they kept us away from the so-called them. You know what I'm saying? So the projects were built like that. And
I heard they made the first one in Atlanta. That's what I heard.
I don't know.
Like that.
I just know about Chicago's projects. And what I do know is they always named them after black historical figures. So I grew up in the Robert Teller. Robert Teller was the first black architect, brother. He went to Tuskegee. He worked under George Washington Carver.
Yeah, I'm from Alabama. I understand.
Oh no, he was a cold brother, a hell of an architect. I know. Ivy Wells. All these people were really, really great superheroes in history, but they put the name on it, but the culture didn't really go with the building. They just put that on there and then ran it till it ran itself into the ground. So I moved in there in 62, and I moved in 63. When we moved into the projects, Robert Teller homes weren't even projects yet, brother. They were just high-rise apartments.
Oh, they was just regular places.
Yeah,
it wasn't called projects.
Moving on up.
No Section 8.
Moving on up. No, there wasn't no Section 8 yet.
Okay.
And we were just moving into the apartments, man, and coming. Because I was living before then in what they call a three-story walk-up on the east side of Chicago, and it was like 7 of us living in a one-room room. So it was like I was living in one room and rooming with a roomer. It was so many of us in that spot, but but you don't know you broke. When everybody around you broke, as long as you got love. So we had that. We had the family, I had 4 big brothers, my mom and dad, and we lived there. So I was in the projects till 68, then we moved out to Morgan Park, which they now call Hundreds, you know. So I got to Morgan Park, I wanted to act. I started getting in every play, you know, and then I started doing comedy.
Yeah.
And because I was acting, but I was starving to death. You know, you starve. 75% of actors don't make a living acting.
Right.
They got to do some other shit. They waiting tables or doing something else, which I don't mind.
And you in Chicago now, 68?
No, I'm not in Chicago no more. I'm there all the time. I go back and forth. My home is always there. You need to always be from where you come from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm always going back. I always go to my community. I always get back. I go to the schools. I talk to people. I'm trying to help my school get a light and sound package because that's the first place I ever did theater, Guys in the House.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever did theater. And now they refurbished the seats and the floors, but the sound system, the light is bad. So I'm going to do a benefit and raise money to get them lights and sound in Morgan Park. So, you know, when I got out, man, out of school and stuff, I was acting, I was making money. So my friend said, why don't you try comedy? And I started that and started doing street performance in Chicago. And people would walk right up to me, white folk, and hand me money. And I mean, you talking 70, now 73 and 74, they would just hand me cash. I had to look behind my back, I had to take shit. All I had to do was tell jokes. I liked it, you know? And so I became, in 75, probably one of the best street performers. And I would do comedy. And I was making a killing, but then winter came, and one of the motherfuckers trying to hit no joke in December on the street, State Street in Chicago.
Yeah,
so I packed up everything to fit in my car. At the time, I had a 1967 Buick LeSabre. I sold
That's a great car.
It's a fucking awesome car. I drove it all the way across the country.
Reliable. A car, period. You ain't ride CTA?
I'm talking about that heat that burn your nose had with that. Yeah, that's a bad motherfucker right
And
there.
I was fly shit. And it got me here. It got me to Venice Beach, California, where I ended up doing comedy. I got there and showed them how to do comedy, how to make money. When I got there, all these people was there, but they weren't making money. They got a guy out there, he just died, to my friend, Perry Hernandez. He called himself Uber. He would jump in glass. He had a pile of glass. And he would stand on a chair, jump in the glass barefoot, then take his shirt off, lay in the glass. One lady would stand on his chest. A man would stand on his thighs. He'd smoke a cigarette. And he'd get up, he did have a scratch. He'd do like 6-7 shows a day. He made $40. I said, nigga, you doing this wrong. You supposed to get paid for real. So I showed all the people along there how to get their money. So I would do 5 one-hour shows every Saturday and Sunday for 9 years, from 86 to 95, you know, and I was killing it. But I'd leave with a suitcase full of money. So it was really great, but that's how I get to get in, because everybody comes to Venice Beach. Right. Venice Beach is the second most popular destination in California, second only to Disney. So everybody comes to Venice. Everybody come to LA, bring their people. When they got guests, they bring them out to Venice, because out there you could have a cheap date. For $20, you can have a good time on the beach. It's beautiful
and don't let them fuck around and have that fair shit going on. That fair shit.
The carnival.
The little shit they have.
Not the Harry Krishna one.
Like the Ferris wheel, like a Navy Pier type of thing.
They bring all kind of fun stuff. So it was just really cool to do. But being out there, everybody comes to the beach, so all the directors, producers would see me performing and invite me to audition for stuff. And first one was Robert Townsend, who I already knew, and he got me. I did Hollywood Shuffle with him, which was the first movie, but I was still on Venice. But it was Bernie Mac, man. Bernie Mac, let me tell you something about Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was a black man.
Yeah.
See, black men are rare. Niggas everywhere. You can open the glove compartment of your car and 4 niggas fall out. But black men who have integrity for their community, for their family, for their queen, for their God, rare indeed. Bernie Mac, like, he didn't go out with us, man. When we got through working, he went back to the room, man, got him some soul food, man, got him some red beans and rice, and laid up on the phone with his wife. He wasn't I wasn't all out in the street doing all that shit. He was a black man doing his shit, and he got me on Def Jam. I didn't even know Def Jam was coming, and he made them put me on the show. I still on Venice. Went there and killed them motherfuckers, man.
What year we talking about now, Mike, with the Def Jam now? What year we talking about? Is that 92 one? And then the first
I'm thinking 88. No, I did first year of it.
Yeah, so it's been like 92, 91, 92, something like that.
That far. No. I'm talking 88. It wasn't no 90s shit. It wasn't nowhere near no 90s. No.
Yeah, he talking before it was a tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, when that first started, I'm talking, it was real. I just got so I just got to the beach. That was 86. So we did it probably 87 or 88.
Okay.
And I ended up doing 6 seasons of that and hosting 1.
Yeah.
But Bernie was always just a down brother. Like, he wouldn't step on nobody, which I can't say for a lot of motherfuckers. He wouldn't step on you to get something. $5 more airtime. He ain't doing that shit, man.
Real comedian.
He was a real comedian. He was a real man. And so I just always salute that brother and his family. I would love to interview his wife and Ronald I would just love to have both of them.
They both in Chicago
and talk
too?
about them legends. Well, Bernie's from Chicago. I don't know where Robin's original place.
I know he passed there, but I thought he might have been from Chicago too.
There at the Drake Hotel.
Yeah, my daddy knew him. I heard.
Well, it was good. Robin was good. Robin wasn't scared. You know, and he was ready. But he's ordinary. He just come out. He was like that uncle everybody loved that's in the family. You know what the fuck he gonna say.
You work with him a lot?
I didn't work with him very much at all. You know, actually, the truth is, we sort of battled. You know, when Def Jam started. When the play started, when Comedy Act Theater started, we all started the same day together.
You and Robin Harris?
Yeah, me, Robin Harris, both of the Damon Wayans, Keenan Wayans, Rusty Conda, and Marie Johnson. Did you see the movie I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Mike, hell yeah,
the motherfucker running around with one leg, the lady with one leg.
She did a lot of work.
She's a co-sister, and for a while was vice president of SAG. She's a co-sister, but it was like 8 of us. In fact, when we did the first show, it was 2 blocks from the original spot. African brother ran it, but he took all the money. So about the second week, we walked over to the Comedy Act Theater, and they ended up staying at the Comedy Act Theater. But the thing is, well, me and him both were like top dog and shit, you know?
Yeah.
He was an urban cat around here, everybody knew him, but I was killing motherfuckers on Venice Beach.
Yeah,
I was busting their head open, right? So both of us would show up and we were both battling to see who would be the MC, because they hadn't solidified who's gonna be the regular MC yet. And then me and him would get into arguments over jokes. Who owned the jokes?
All right.
But it was somebody else shit that we were both stealing. You know, so I would be doing a Red Fox joke.
Like a stock joke.
And stock joke. He said, how you doing my shit? Nigga, that ain't your shit. That's Red Fox shit now. You can't take somebody. Although, I don't think an old joke should die just cause the motherfucker that wrote it did. No, I think we're gonna keep jokes alive. So if you gone, I might use your shit.
Old joke. The old joke.
Alert. You need that, man. I like this.
That's when I watch y'all come up in, man.
2 hillbillies walking across the field.
On that original shit.
And one of them say, hey, I gotta take a dump. And the other one said, why you telling me? He said, because I ain't got no place to go. He said, fool, you in the forest. Why don't you go behind one of them big old trees? So I gotta go behind the tree. He get through doing his business. He yell out, hey! What I'm supposed to wipe myself with? Ain't no big leaves or nothing around. His partner said, just use $1. So he come back out 5 minutes later, shit all in his hands, shit between his fingers, shit on his nails. His partner said, damn, that's nasty. He said, oh, this ain't shit. You should see the 2 quarters and the 5 dimes. Sorry, he said use $1. I didn't mean to make a math problem out of it.
What's the words of man Karlous Miller?
Man, Chico Bean.
You know what's happening?
And we got a special announcement, man. We got something special coming, but instead of us telling you when it's coming, we're gonna let them tell you. What we got coming? That's right, Netflix, June 20th, get on Netflix. We got a Netflix special.
We got a Netflix special. We got a Netflix special. We got a Netflix special. We got a Netflix special. We got a Netflix special. That's right. June the 20th, 85 South Show live on Netflix.
Steal your neighbor's password. So you can watch us on your
Steal your neighbor's password.
Steal your neighbor's password.
How Rude, Tanneritos is the Full House Rewatch podcast you've been waiting for. Each week, get together with iconic characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they team up to relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Get ready for Jodie and Andrea to tell all as they take an in-depth look back at life in and around the Tanner home from the very beginning. So if you think you know everything there is to know about Full House, how rude.
We'll be reliving every moment with you, and we'll be joined by our Full House family, including all your favorites from 192 episodes. We'll reveal the hidden treasures you may have missed within the show, and we'll take a trip down memory lane together.
Listen to How Rude Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, I'm Jay Shetty, and I'm the host of On Purpose. In this week's episode, I had the honor to interview President Joe Biden in his first ever personal interview about mental health. The president opens up about grief, connection, the childhood battles that have shaped him, personal mental health, and mental health at large. You don't want to miss it.
The day will come when you open that closet door and you smell the fragrance of her dresses, or you're going by that park where you walked with your child or your wife or your husband, or the thing that reminds you. And for the longest time, it'll just bring a tear to your eye. But eventually, every once in a while, it'll bring a smile to your lips before it brings a tear to your eye. When that happens, you know you're going to make it. It doesn't mean you still don't cry. Doesn't mean the pain still isn't real, even years later. But you know you can make it.
Listen to On Purpose with Jay Shetty on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Craig Ferguson, the Grand Master, the architect of wisdom, Maharishi of mirth, goes in search of joy.
I'm here to help.
He'll be speaking with actors, doctors, comedians, and scientists, artists and athletes, and people of faith in search of extreme happiness.
The United States of America are crowned champions of the world.
At last, a podcast on a mission. A podcast that wonders, what is joy? Is it love, religion, drugs, success, money, revenge? Is it a surge of chemicals or a deeper awakening? Can it be nurtured, cultivated, and refined? Find out as Craig Ferguson explores the countless ways people find joy. The celebrations, the dances, the science, poetry, laughter, and music of joy. Don't miss it. Joy with Craig Ferguson. Hear it now on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Looking for a show where you don't have to look far to see yourself? Welcome to the Professional Homegirl Podcast. I'm your host, Ebony, and every Tuesday, I interview women of color from all walks of life, and all of my guests are anonymous. So you'll hear stories from survivors.
The first shot that I feel, it goes in my face. I got shot in the back of the head as well, but since my wig and the braids under there, the bullet got stuck. Then one of the guys that was shooting at us, he got shot too, so we all ended up at the hospital at the same time. The police, they not putting this all together. Like, this is still unsolved.
To spirituality.
To me, it's really about having a gift from God. You can sense things. This is about helping people. It's not about breaking them down.
And family secrets.
I don't know what's going on in everybody's family. People are a little less likely to talk about it openly.
Listen to the Professional Homegirl Podcast with Ebony every Tuesday. Presented to you by the Black Effect Podcast Network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hola, mi gente. This is Wilmer Valderrama, executive producer of the new podcast, De My Abuelita First, part of iHeartRadio's My Cultura podcast network. Each week, host Vico Ortiz and Abuelita Liliana Montenegro will play matchmaker for a group of hopeful romantics who are putting their trust in Abuelita to find them a date.
Your job right now is to get on Abuelita's really good side.
Our Abuelita definitely knows best. On Date My Abuelita First, 3 single contestants will vie for a date with one lucky main dater, except to get their heart, they have to win over Abuelita Liliana first. Hi, Liliana.
Yes, we are ready for love.
Through speed dating rounds, hilarious games, and Liliana's intuition, one contestant will either be a step closer to getting that pan dulce, if you know what I mean, or a step closer to getting that chancleta. Let's see if chispas will fly or if these singles will be sent back to the dating apps. Listen to Date My Abuelita First on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Anyway, so jokes have paid me. So what I did is I came to Venice and started doing it. I made money really quick. It scared me how much, but I didn't start making money until an old white homeless dude came up and talked to me. I was just making coins and shit. And this white dude came to me and he said, they call black people colored, but it's really the white people. Black people, when they born, they like a brown. They might get a darker brown. When they die, they brown. But white folks, they pink when they born, they red when they mad, they blue when they cold, when they die, they gray. There's your colored people. So I would build this whole routine about colored people and racism and make a story about the fact is racism is a fucking joke, man. Like, I hate racism so much I wouldn't even do a racist joke. Okay, I'm gonna just do one. Okay, a white man, a black man, an Asian, and a Hispanic. Come on with top of this tall mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Kilimanjaro, whatever. So the Hispanic said, this is for my people. Jumped off the mountain. Asian said, this is for my people. Jumped off the mountain. Black dude said, this is for my people. Grabbed the white dude, threw that motherfucker off the mountain. And white folks, when they tell it, just flip it. If you just flip it, you can tell that joke. So jokes be coming from me in equity. You know, and by doing it on Venice Beach, God showed me that I don't have to work for other people. So when I was there battling with Robin about whose night is it, who's gonna be the MC, I walked away from it because me and him actually was gonna battle. I went and got gloves and shit. I said, come on, let's go to the back because we was about to tussle and shit.
Yeah.
And Michael Williams, who put it together, broke that up. So we never was like really friends. I mean, we was cordial to each other. And then after he became a star, we would see each other and speak and stuff. I hated that we never had a friendship, you know what I'm saying? But you can't deny who he is and who he was. Just truly a great comedian, had a lot of character, a lot of style, you know? And he wasn't a shitty person. He wasn't a backstabber, try to fuck people over something. He was just a straightforward dude who wanted to do his work and be part of this big thing. He would have been the biggest fucking comic in the world if he had died. Oh, you couldn't touch it.
I heard he was gonna be doing, Lowe's told me something about him, about the Def Jam or something like that, by Robert Harris.
Def Jam was built for Robin Harris. Yeah. You knew that, right?
Yeah.
That's why it was created. They created that show for him. And then he died right before it started, so they gave it to his partner, Martin Lawrence, the closest cat to him.
Okay.
He inherited that role, Martin.
Yeah.
So Martin should be sending that boy's family little checks and shit, you know, because that put him on, you know. And a lot of times, people don't understand, a lot of times it's not about the talent, it's about the access. You know what I'm saying? Can you get in a place? You know, it's a lot of talented people can't get in because they don't know the right people. Yeah. Everything's about communications and relationships. If you know the right people, the way you talk to them.
And if they know you.
Yeah, and if they know you and if they care about you, that's the relationship part of it. Because people like to work with people who they like. They like to work with friends. They like to work with relatives, people they can trust. Yep. You know, so if the relationship is cool, you can go everywhere. If your relationship is bad, you ain't getting nowhere. You can see talented motherfuckers who should be a lot further like me. But if you don't have...
You're talking to one right now.
There you are. Then you see some motherfuckers, I ain't gonna say no names, it ain't shit. And they got a series, but they knew the right person. They knew how to finesse it. You know, communication and relationships, I cannot beat that into our heads enough. How you talk to people and what the relationship is. I think you should stop at just being good to everybody.
Yeah.
If you just stop at just... Even if you the baddest motherfucker around, that don't mean you get to have an attitude about it. Mm-hmm. You still gotta be okay, because God gave you that shit. Just like God gave everybody what they got, you got it from the same master idea. Calm the fuck down.
They ain't nothing but the Lord. I hear you right there, man.
Yeah. Just at the same time. Now we're talking about God, but you know, I don't think God got trouble.
We the gods.
I think it's the vulgarity, not the profanity, because I like profanity. I don't like vulgarity. Motherfucker, suck my dick, fuck y'all. That's hilarious to me. But I was on the show the other day, and this motherfucker gonna come out talking about eating ass. You know, we in the club, we talking about eating ass, and then we got motherfucking food on the table. I will never eat ass again. And no,
never.
Too salty. Too salty. So what I'm
make
saying
your feet fat. Man, this man.
So yeah, access is a lot of it, man. If you do your work, but one thing is, a lot of times people try to stop you in this game too. So that's when it comes down to doing your work. If you do your work and keep your head down, don't start shit with people, you still gonna be able to do whatever you want to do eventually, especially if you keep God first. Ain't nobody stop you if it's one plus God. You know, that's why my favorite story from the Bible is David and Goliath, because David was just a little big dude and Goliath was a big nasty motherfucker, you know, bad teeth, breath stink, ugly motherfucker. And he wasn't just killing, he was raping and pillaging. I don't even know fuck pillaging in, but I think it's
That's
terrible.
when you just start showing your ass. You doing shit that don't gotta be done. You knocking over shit.
They don't even need to knock
windows, slapping bitches,
dead,
grabbing pussies.
He was a pillaging motherfucker.
Cussing motherfuckers out.
Pussies, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, grabbing pussies.
Would have loved him. Yeah. Anyway, David wasn't having it.
That's when you steal and you leave shit and let them know you stole it. When you pillaging, that's like you just grab some shit and...
No, you walk out and it's still hanging at the pocket. They still see the shit hanging at the pocket. I don't know what that shit. That's like when I was doing crack.
Say what?
I was doing crack and
I thought you was on your Bluetooth.
Would smoke up all my dope and then help me look for it, nigga. Where that goddamn rock, baby? I help you look. Her eyes all funny and shit. We're walking fast and fucking going nowhere. Anyway, I'm sorry, did we get to that topic already?
You did it.
You
there?
You know what?
We in that bitch.
Hey man, welcome back to the 85 South Show.
Set it off.
This next portion of the show is dedicated
to the chicken.
Yeah, exactly. We saving lives out here.
We are saving. Humor saves lives.
Humor does.
Humor is healing, brother. If you can laugh through a thing, you can get through a thing. So I started doing Venice Beach, and back doing Venice, everybody would show up. Directors from other shows would say, man, you got to come do my show. Or they say, come audition for a show. So I started getting the work from that, and it just made me a little bit more visible. But it was the improv that brought me in.
Yeah.
So Bud Friedman, who owned the improv, saw me on Venice Beach, you know, and he was like, I want to be part of the family. And it just made a difference. Once again, we're talking about access.
This Hollywood now. This Hollywood.
Yeah, this Hollywood. This, well, I was living in Venice, but Hollywood is where the improv is. Like the two most important comedy clubs probably in America are in LA, and that's the Improv and the Comedy Store. Okay. Laugh Factory is pretty important too, but Comedy Store and Improv are the top dogs, and so everybody wants to get in those, you know. And he just walked up to me on the beach and said, dude, you got to be part of the family. Back then they had a show on TV called Evenings at the Improv.
Yep, Evenings at the Improv. I remember.
7 of them, you know, so it was just cool. And
yeah, that big ass suit. That suit was big as hell.
I think it was my first.
Yeah, come on, man. That was before you got tailor made.
What kind of suit was
custom ties and shit?
I thought it was pretty fabulous. A lot of fabric was on that. Though.
Yeah.
You
got fly in the middle.
Oh, fly in
the middle?
Yeah, fly in the middle.
You got fly in the middle.
But all of this is such a blessing, and it's really such a blessing to do what we do.
Right.
To be able to talk shit and get paid for it. God damn. That's a nice car.
That's a bad bullet.
Yeah, that's a nice car. I asked them not to be revving my shit up while I'm in here talking, but they get carried away. They smoke a fat one, and then it's, okay. And y'all don't have to not smoke because I don't smoke. Please.
Well, you know, they ain't never the Lord. I was trying to be so respectful.
No. I ain't allowed to smoke it, but I can smell it. I'm here.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm like Barack. I'm not going to inhale. Just come on with it.
We just smoking so the kids don't find it.
So one thing leads to the other, gets me out there. I get to do the shows. Don't worry about noise. We'll F that out.
I'm just trying to see
if that's your car, they'll be a rape.
That's my shit. Everybody in here looking at me. That sounds like some of my shit.
Familiar.
Oh no, that do sound like some of my shit.
Can't you hit a button and see your shit though?
I mean, that's too close for it not to.
Well, it's too long too. Cause if they stealing your shit, they not stealing this long.
They might be delivering something.
Oh, no shit.
Never mind that.
Okay. Never mind. When they deliver my Lamborghini, I'm gonna ask them to do it quietly. Now they gone.
I got some shit sound like.
You got some shit sound like that?
Mike, hold on.
My voice like
check and see if that's some of that shit.
Oh, somebody got in and having fun. I'm so honored to be here, brother. And yeah, the story is good. I love telling the story. I gotta tell you, I was out there on that beach. And should we wait for the noise to stop?
I don't even think they got shit to do with it.
I think they doing that shit because they know we taping.
It stopped.
He went out there.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, I heard plap, plap, and then it got quiet. So, no, that is not what happened. That's not what happened. Okay, so that got me on the beach. I got to do comedy on the beach. That took me to movies and little TV shows and stuff. And basically, I just grind. So I do my shit, and I keep trying to be as creative as I can. I keep trying not to hurt other people in doing it. Yeah. But I do jokes and routines. I talk about my life, and my addiction is something I talk about everywhere. People to know they get out. You know what I'm saying? Because I did crack for 23 years. As of March 1st, I now have 12 years of pure sobriety.
Hey!
Thank you.
That's real talk right there, Mike. Say that again. Say that again for the game.
Don't applaud the fact that I used to get fucked up. Let me tell you something. No, I was a hardcore addict, dude. I couldn't understand how the fuck we gonna stop getting high and it's still dope on this plate. Hit that razor blade. No, ain't no razor blade. And I chop them motherfucking rocks up and smush them, because you gotta get them in the stem. Clean the stem. Residue, nigga. I kill for residue. Anyway, I can make a crack pipe out of anything. Piece of glass, soda pop can, 10 packs, car antenna. If you came out your house in the 90s and your car antenna was gone, motherfucker, that was me. In fact, if you got there 5 minutes earlier, you'd have saw me running. What I'm saying is I made so much money on that beach. I think it was Robin Williams who said it. Cocaine is God's way of saying you're making too much goddamn money. So next thing you know, I was out there getting high and getting fucked up. And I think it damaged my progression. if I'm not mistaken. I think it hurt me in my career because I'd have been much further down the line except I took a break. And when you become an addict, you put your life on hold. You know what I'm saying? You put your possibilities on hold. You put your possibilities on hold because now you're stuck. You know, I'm sitting in a hotel room smoking with motherfuckers I generally wouldn't talk to on the street. But I was having I'd be seeing people all the time, oh, I smoked crack, my life was so bad. Nigga, I was having a fucking blast. But I was doing it. And then suddenly I looked up and I was missing some things. You know, all of a sudden I wasn't making the money that my peers was making. I wasn't making the progress. I wasn't getting the roles. I lost so many friends and associates and opportunities, and most of them I didn't even know I lost, you know, because I wasn't no motherfucker out there stealing shit. I wasn't no addict breaking houses and all that shit. I was a functioning addict. Yeah. I was a functioning addict that was functioning dysfunctionally. So I was working within the system because most of the people didn't know. When I did Hollywood Shuffle, them motherfuckers didn't know I was getting high. Robert Townsend didn't know, he my friend. That was my first movie. I had but 2 lines. No, it's a muffler. But them 2 lines got me $1,004, got me in Screen Actors Guild. He didn't know. Bernie Mac got me on Def Jam. He didn't know I was getting high. Nobody knew I was getting high except the motherfuckers getting high with me, you know, and the salesman. And the salesman. You know, it's funny how the addicts seem to outlive the salesman. Have you ever noticed that? That's it. The crack dealer, them motherfuckers be dead and gone. That same addict, walking fast, motherfucker, looking for that rock. What the fuck? I here 40 years later. If I go to Venice right now, we just went this weekend. I see cats that was out there getting cracked out when I was there. And they all walked right up to me and hugged me. You know, hey, man, you back, mouth all twisted and shit, talking fast. They still on it. I don't know. I don't think that there's so much other shit in them. Ain't no outside shit can kill them. You got to hit them with a car. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was just about to say. Damn.
Yeah,
crackheads live forever.
Yeah, they live forever.
The elephants kill crackheads.
Yeah, they immune to all that other shit.
Yeah.
COVID. Fuck out.
Man, exactly.
I didn't have that shit. COVID, can we smoke it, nigga? Put the COVID in the pipe.
Put it in there.
Okay, ready? We filming? Hey, nigga.
Hey, pop your shit.
Hey, homie.
Pop your shit. Pop your shit, homie. Pop your shit, homie. Yeah.
Weird ass nigga.
Real player. Realistic.
Hold up, my nigga. You being hella boosie right now.
Hold up.
Hey, nigga.
Pop your shit, homie.
Nigga. You already know what it is.
Nigga.
June 4th.
Throw that shit. Come here. Throw that shit up. Pop your shit.
You pop my piece for the wannabes. Yeah.
Pop your shit.
I might be there, I might not. Yeah, it's enough of that.
Show them your cookies you brought with you.
Yeah. Nigga, look at this. Cookies, nigga. Hella cookies, nigga. Kind of cookies I was talking about.
Hey, nigga got cookies that's a carry-on, nigga.
Nigga, cookies got shake in the bottom. You ain't never had no chocolate chip shake, nigga.
What day we going?
Mama's, nigga, June 4th.
What you talking about?
Oakland Arena, nigga.
Yeah, nigga.
June 4th, 3-Headed Monster Tour on Cetus.
Nigga on your baby, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? I ain't never seen your baby.
Hella niggas, nigga.
Out there.
Hella niggas already got their
The
tickets,
bitches already out there, nigga.
Hella bitches.
Hella bitches, nigga. Not few, but a hella.
Hella.
I ain't never seen hella.
Nigga on the town.
It's gonna be hella bitches.
On my mama, nigga. On my mama. On Cetus, nigga. Hella town.
No cap. And 2 is not hella. Fuck you talking about, nigga?
Get your tickets, nigga. June 4th, nigga.
Yeah.
Town business.
What it is?
3-Headed Monster Tour.
Yeah. Show them the cookies.
Cookies, nigga. Oh, mama. Somebody mama's made these. Yeah, nigga.
They were putting taxes on everything because of the COVID, raising taxes on everything, even the drugs too. You know.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't put the taxes on there.
I would hope that folks who saw what I do or see how I do my life understand that my life ain't no perfect life. It ain't even close to that shit. I'm just a working artist. I'm a working human being, and my goal is to keep unfolding into my greater self. So I want to keep on learning. You know, I want to learn how to be a better person, but how also to give back. You know. What does that sound?
A Volkswagen.
No, I'm going to click. Click.
Oh, pause the music.
That's the beat. That was the beat coming. You got
just got
to yourself right there. You got the shirt on. Your
That's music.
Ain't nothing louder than that but your shirt.
You been on beat the whole time.
He said ain't nothing louder than that but my shirt.
I've been waiting to say that shit, but I love it.
Oh my God! Last time I saw a head like yours, it had a rubber on it. But listen, I didn't know we was going there, but if we are,
I'm sorry.
I'm from the project now. We want to talk some shit. Let's go.
I'm sorry.
I love that kind of shit. I don't need no routine now.
Mike, that's why I love you, brother. You a real comedian, man.
King.
Like on stage, off stage, man. You can turn it on. You get intellectual. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother.
You just said you got to get somebody that get hit with a car to get off dope. You know what I'm saying? So you.
It was something. I learned a lot from it, man. I learned a lot, but I'm able to teach from it. So,
what would you say to the people who are struggling with their addictions right now? They watching.
Well, I would say stand tall in your struggle and continue to struggle and don't give up. You know, my thing is, I know you can turn it around. I'm currently doing a one-man play called Michael Kaya's Mama, and I play 17 characters, and in this play, I go through my addiction. So you can see me getting fucked up. You can see me going through this shit, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm teaching is a lesson, though, that although you could go into it and go through it, you could also get to the other side of it. So when people come to watch my show, they know I'm a fucking hardcore crackhead. That I've been that for years. And once you're an addict, you're always an addict. I'm not a practicing addict, but you're always an addict. And if a person been getting high a couple of years and think they stuck, they can look at me and see my career and my life and my love and my God and see that I went through shit like every human does. But you can get to the other side. And you can't just stop. You can't just quit just because it look dismal. Find some new motherfuckers. If you high and you can't get unhigh, get away from all the people you know. Get away from them motherfuckers. People, places, and things that have that drug you desire, get the fuck away from them. And find some wholesome people. If you're really struggling and you really want to stop struggling. Because a lot of people who are struggling, they say they're struggling, but they're happier there. They've convinced themselves that this is better than going to do the work it takes to build themselves as a human being. Right. So it's just easier to pick up that rock. It's easier.
So what would you tell people who got people like that in their family who's struggling like that they trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because we compassionate already, so of course we get somebody like that in our family, we can't understand how the drug could take over like that, you know what I'm saying? So
well, almost everybody has someone in their family that's addicted on something. Shit, it might be shoes, it might be leather, it might be food, but everybody gets someone who's addicted. If you're talking about someone who's addicted with a drug, you have to approach it in a way where you just got to be gentle with them and just keep coming at them. You know, I have relatives like that, and I just keep coming. Yeah. I send motivational speaking tapes to them. I fuck with them. I call them up. Nigga, you high right now? Oh, good. Let's talk. Are you high right now?
Be the same
I'm high. Click, nigga. You know, I play with them, fuck with them. You don't want to beat them up, though. You don't want to demean a person, because they already got enough shit on them. The fact that they're trying to become sober, it's not a joke. Being high really is an illness. You're sick, man. You know, and if addicts would just stop being addicts on their own, we just fucking would. But we need help. And the places, the meeting places and the clinics and shit, they're not for the people who need them. It's for the people that want them. If the people who needed a clinic or needed a meeting went, it wouldn't be no fucking room. People would have to stand out in the streets, you know? So you really have to get to a point in your life where you decide you've had enough. You gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, like with me, I kept doing it until I would come home 3:30 in the morning. My wife would be crying, you know, and then I'd come in, and I'd lay with her, and then she would fake sleeping because she didn't want to deal with my shit, you know? And I would fake like she was asleep too. I played like she was asleep too and snuck my ass out that bed, went back in the bathroom because I had saved myself a little broken stem piece of rock and a lighter for an after blast. And I mean, I'd be in the bathroom butt naked, like where your chair is, and maybe 50 feet away was a bed, my master bedroom. And she would never come and knock on that door. I'd be in there 3 hours, butt naked. Flicking that motherfucking lighter till my thumb was red and sore and shit. And never, come out of there, don't do that. She ain't never do that. And I used to blame her for not saving me. And I would talk about it in my play, because the play called My Kai's Mama. And I go through all these characters, and I would tell the story. And then I'd be on the floor, getting high. And the 17th show, I stopped in the middle of the show. And I said, my wife wasn't supposed to save me. I shouldn't have put her in that motherfucking position. She shouldn't have been at the house crying every night and having to pretend to sleep, not to deal with my shit. And here I am, getting fucking high, doing all the wrong shit and blaming her. If I wanted to be saved, I had to save myself.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountability. I had to save myself. I mean, none of us can save ourselves. We all need the Holy Spirit to help us. You know, and I mean,
aspect right there.
Yeah, because of any program you're in for addiction, whether it's AA, CANA, even AAA, they all say that you have to be in touch with the God of your choosing. And y'all missed a fabulous fucking joke there. I said even AAA. Y'all like, oh, you heard it? That shit was hilarious.
Hey,
oh, you laughing inside. Okay.
People laughing at shit.
Well, I don't know if the shit was working if you laugh inside. No, but anyway.
I'm listening because I know the education is coming too. Fuck the joke. I want to hear this part. I'm listening to the shit. The shit you get
JoJo dancing with this shit, nigga. I gotta hear this.
Nigga say you JoJo
shit. Goddamn, let me get this story.
I've been laughing at you for 30 fucking years.
Now you want to
don't get this game every day.
The game. Yeah, so the thing is, so after a while, man, you just gotta get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was tired of my wife crying. I was tired of all that bullshit. And so I just went to the program, man. I just got in Cocaine Anonymous. And I was in there for about 8 months before I got out. You know, I didn't fall off the wagon. I jumped off that motherfucker. Before you know it, it's right back where I started. Because when you're an addict, if you quit, when you go back, you don't go back and start over. You go back to the level you were at. So if you do $100 worth of crack a day, you don't go back and say, man, just give me a damn rock. That ain't gonna never work. In fact, I wish I had a fucking ATM machine in my house back then, because I kept going back for one more 20, then one more 20. I'd clean that. I'm thinking about getting an ATM machine anyway, put it in my house. I'll put it up against the refrigerator. And so when you're out there, man, you feel like you're on your own. You feel like you're alone. If you're an addict, you're not alone. There's always people here to talk to you. If you can't find nobody else, church will talk to you. But there's always programs in every city. There's 1,000, not 500 or 40. There's 1,000 fucking meetings every week in every major city of America. So if you say you can't find a meeting, you're just coming up with excuses. And you know, one thing we have to do to survive our lives or to excel in our lives is get away from these excuse motherfuckers. It's OQP. Only quality people. You got to get away from all negative motherfuckers. People who are lying, people who are backstabbing you, people talking, saying bad shit. You get away from them, and especially excuse makers. I know motherfuckers who make excuses. I know people who make money. I don't know no motherfuckers who make them both. And you could be doing great, you know, and then the motherfucker next to you, oh, the universe has cursed me. No, the universe doesn't curse you. It doesn't bless you. The universe responds to your vibration. Whatever you send into the universe sends back greater to you. But we don't know that shit till we learn it. We learn these lessons by going through it. You know, I lost the love, I lost money, I lost opportunities, and I suspect I lost respect from people in my industry. I don't know though. No one's had the courage to walk up and tell me. I know there's a lot of opportunities I don't get. I don't think it's coincidental. I think motherfuckers are stopping me from doing this and that. But let me tell you, ultimately, nobody can fucking stop you. You got people out there talking about they'll cancel you. You can't be canceled unless you cancel your own self. People can't take your fucking power. You have to give it away. So a person can say no to you, but that don't mean you can't do it. That just means, no, I can't do it with your bitch ass. So I'll go over here and do it with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be stopped. Don't let people stop you. If you feel like you can be stopped, get back to God. Because I was trying to tell a story real quick about the whole thing about David and Goliath. What was so awesome is David was just a little boy, and he took out this giant with a smooth rock, a couple of smooth rocks from the ocean, from the sea. But it wasn't about what he had or who he was. He was like, dude, you see who I'm with? One with God is a majority. One with God, me and God will take on any of you motherfuckers. One with God is a majority. Once you really get back with God, really get back straight with your spirit, man, there ain't no limitations.
That's how I feel.
Then you really get creative. And don't let love come in the picture. Oh my God. If love come in, if you got love, you found your mate, your other half, and God, well, you're a beast. You can make anything happen. You know? Yeah.
I like that.
You like the story, huh? I love you, man.
I fucks with it.
This is my nephew.
I knew that shit was Christianity. I knew that shit was coming. I'm like, yeah, watch them fucking up.
I ain't gonna let you get woke, Mike. I like that, man. I like that message right there, brother.
Yeah, man. But I
know one of my favorite characters. Motherfucking The Boat.
Come on with it. What movie is
Like
that?
I always wondered, man.
What movie is that is?
House Party 3, the only one that really counts. Now, 1,
I was always wondering if they just let you run.
1 was excellent. 3 was great.
With that character.
With me?
Yeah, with Showboat.
Of course, all those lines, all that shit was mad. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, they give me a line or two. Mostly just let me go.
Right.
That's why that movie was so good. The third one was the one that's out right now is just doo-doo. It's the worst. I couldn't find one joke.
You can't say that.
I gotta say it. I ain't see one joke.
DC in the movie.
Where is he?
He in there.
Okay, that didn't go far enough. I couldn't make it past that. 11 minutes I cut off and like to apologize personally to DC because I didn't know you was in that shit. But how you gonna do motherfucking house party without the boat, nigga? That's some bullshit.
First of all, they did fuck up when they did. They should have put the boat in.
They should have had the boat in there. But I didn't know DC was in there. I take that back. But I tried to watch it. I couldn't. And 4, the one number 4, whoever wrote that shit should apologize to every motherfucking Hollywood and they should get out the business. Okay, so 1 and 3 was great. 2 was okay.
Who wrote 1?
I don't know who wrote the first one. But it was the brothers.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Hudlin brothers. It was the Hudlin brothers.
One that made the
I think it was Reginald Hudlin. I don't know. Somebody over there, all y'all got motherfucking phone. Google.
Matter of fact,
the
go
first
to
house
Google
party.
and Google.
Go to Google and Google.
If you say it real fast, you sound like a baby. Like, go to Google.
Eric wrote ours though, and it was really good. But what was so cool was our cast. We had the best cast. Chris Tucker in his first one.
Facts.
Had 2 scenes and never looked back.
Yes.
Of course, the great Bernie Mac.
Bernie was in that too.
Johnny Booze was his name.
Johnny Booze.
The other group, Immature,
yeah, the manager for the stripper and Johnny Williams.
Yes. Immature was in there.
Immature was in there.
TLC.
The ladies. TLC was in there.
TLC.
Sex is a weapon. Kid and Play. Who else?
Simply Marvelous.
Simply Marvelous was in there. The comedian.
Ronaldo Ray was her husband.
Another great.
Hey man, that's my wife you talking to.
my wife. Yeah. You got his voice.
Ronaldo great too.
That's his voice. No, that cast was brilliant and it wasn't nothing but fun. Yeah. Every day they just turn you the fuck loose.
AJ Johnson.
Who's the lady that was your bodyguard?
AJ Johnson. I miss AJ Johnson.
Freeze Love.
And
they played the convicts who ran the
food service.
AJ was in the 2. AJ was in the 2, right?
Yeah,
on the food service with Freeze. He was on there with Freeze. Yeah,
catering.
So that was a Friday right there type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a big comedian base.
Yeah, it was a Friday situation. A situation you bring together a bunch of comedians, and if you got a good property, if you've really written a funny ass show, almost everybody gets to go on to other stuff.
You need to get over here. These boys got a party. Everybody here, including the law. That was the shit.
How Rude, Tanneritos is the Full House Rewatch podcast you've been waiting for. Each week, get together with iconic characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they team up to relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Get ready for Jodie and Andrea to tell all as they take an in-depth look back at life in and around the Tanner home from the very, very beginning. So if you think you know everything there is to know about Full House, how rude.
We'll be reliving every moment with you, and we'll be joined by our Full House family, including all your favorites from 192 episodes. We'll reveal the hidden treasures you may have missed within the show, and we'll take a trip down memory lane together.
Listen to How Rude Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Craig Ferguson, the Grand Master, the architect of wisdom, Maharishi of mirth, goes in search of joy.
I'm here to help.
He'll be speaking with actors, doctors, comedians, and scientists, artists and athletes, and people of faith in search of extreme happiness.
The United States of America are crowned champions of the world.
At last, a podcast on a mission. A podcast that wonders, what is joy? Is it love, religion, drugs, success, money, revenge? Is it a surge of chemicals or a deeper awakening? Can it be nurtured, cultivated, and refined? Find out as Craig Ferguson explores the countless ways people find joy. The celebrations, the dances, the science, poetry, laughter, and music of joy. Don't miss it. Joy with Craig Ferguson. Hear it now on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, I'm Jay Shetty, and I'm the host of On Purpose. In this week's episode, I had the honor to interview President Joe Biden in his first ever personal interview about mental health. The president opens up about grief, connection, the childhood battles that have shaped him, personal mental health, and mental health at large. You don't want to miss it.
The day will come when you open that closet door and you smell the fragrance of her dresses, or you're going by that park where you walked with your child or your wife or your husband, or the thing that reminds you. And for the longest time, it'll just bring a tear to your eye. But eventually, every once in a while, it'll bring a smile to your lips before it brings a tear to your eye. When that happens, you know you're going to make it. Doesn't mean you still don't cry. Doesn't mean the pain still isn't real, even years later. But you know you can make it.
Listen to On Purpose with Jay Shetty on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Looking for a show where you don't have to look far to see yourself? Welcome to the Professional Homegirl Podcast. I'm your host, Ebony, and every Tuesday, I interview women of color from all walks of life, and all of my guests are anonymous. So you'll hear stories from survivors.
The first shot that I feel, it goes in my face. I got shot in the back of the head as well, but since my wig and the braids under there, the bullet got stuck. Then one of the guys that was shooting at us, he got shot too, so we all ended up at the hospital at the same time. The police, they not putting this all together. Like, this is still unsolved.
To spirituality.
To me, it's really about having a gift from God. You can sense things. This is about helping people. It's not about breaking them down.
And family secrets.
I don't know what's going on in everybody's family. People are a little less likely to talk about it openly.
Listen to the Professional Homegirl Podcast with Ebony every Tuesday. Presented to you by the Black Effect Podcast Network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hola, mi gente. This is Wilmer Valderrama, executive producer of the new podcast, De My Abuelita First, part of iHeartRadio's My Cultura podcast network. Each week, host Vico Ortiz and Abuelita Liliana Montenegro will play matchmaker for a group of hopeful romantics who are putting their trust in Abuelita to find them a date.
Your job right now is to get on Abuelita's really good side.
Our Abuelita definitely knows best. On Date My Abuelita First, 3 single contestants will vie for a date with one lucky main dater, except to get their heart, they have to win over Abuelita Liliana first. Hi, Liliana.
Yes, we are ready for love.
Through speed dating rounds, hilarious games, and Liliana's intuition, one contestant will either be a step closer to getting that pan dulce, if you know what I mean, or a step closer to getting that chancleta. Let's see if chispas will fly or if these singles will be sent back to the dating apps. Listen to Date My Abuelita First on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.
That movie was the shit.
I got this talk show I had on BET, and this was before Steve or anybody black people got stuck. This is the first late night talk show. Mm-hmm. And so it was built for Cedric the Entertainer. And then Cedric walked away like 6 or 7 days before he just left the project. And Bob Johnson, who owned BET, was my friend at the time and gave me that opportunity. So a lot of people remember we were saying, who in the hell left the gate open? And when I got on that show, man, first thing I was trying to do, like I'm trying to do now, is get all the biggest stars I can on my podcast, Michael Talks to Everybody. That's everybody, okay? That's ERRBOBY. Spell it right. And I mean, so far we've already had Earthquake and T.I. and T.S. Madison was wonderful. I said, T.S., why is T.S. in your name? And she said, so people know I'm transsexual. I said, but why is it in your name? She said, so if I meet somebody, they know that right away. That way I don't get back to the house and the ding-a-ling-dong pop out and somebody's in trouble. So we say it up front, and I didn't know that.
That's the scariest shit I
didn't know why they call themselves T.S. Madison. I know. But
I thought it was in the initials or something.
She said, but also because she said, I had a second answer. She said, I'm also because I'm very spiritual, and me and my mother are spiritual, and I think my body parts was given to me by God, and I wouldn't want to disrespect God like that. And then she said, and because I asked her why she still got the dick, and she said, I said, riddle me this. She told me before the interview. She said, I don't have thin skin. Ask me anything. That's why I said, well, why you got the dick? Why the dick? And she said, my mother and I were spiritual. and I don't remove that body part, it would offend the Lord. And then she said, I like to get my dick sucked. Don't you like to get your dick sucked, my Kaya? I was like, yeah, but not right now. But I'm just saying, she came on the show and was open and funny and awesome. And then Earthquake came and killed it. Then T.I. came, and we joked about him getting booed. But that wasn't no real booing. J.B. Smoove had the greatest booing.
Yeah, T.I. came back. He came back and represented on here.
Yeah, T.I. came back and represented.
Yeah,
J.B. Smoove is awesome, and he always makes it happen. But he came to Atlanta and got booed so bad. You hear the boo in the plane. I was flying over here. Boo! Motherfucker, boo! Boo! You know, so I love both of these cats. But anyway, so Hill Harper might have the biggest brains I've ever talked to. I don't know how to get his brain, that big ass brain, the little head. We had Hill Harper on the show. And then our show's about topics, you know. So we did, is church still relevant? But when I did it at first, it was me and 3 of my heathen friends. So it was funny. I don't think we got to the quick of it. So we came back and brought Yolanda Adams and Bishop Vance Oates. Y'all know Vance Oates?
I don't know Vance Oates.
He's always roller skating. You see him and his wife roller skating.
On the internet, on
bad
TikTok, the pastor.
Yeah, he
bad boy
too. He awesome.
I know you're talking about.
Steve Harvey show, but he did my morning show 7 times first. That's another story. Anyway, he came on. And so they could talk religion. You know, then we did the nigga show. You know, N-I-G-G-A, naturally invoking God's greatest attributes. I have a nigga shirt that'll tell you on the back all the countries in Africa that the word nigga came from and what it meant. Nigga originally meant God and king and emperor. N-G-R or N-I-G-E-R, which was the Niger River, or there's several varied forms. So this shirt lists all the places come. So
you mean like the
technically
like Negus, like King Negus, and stuff like that?
N-E-G-G-A.
Yeah.
And they all meant king. They all meant the great. So white folks took our greatest word and use it as a stick to give us something to fight about.
That's why I still be using it.
Yeah, you better keep using it.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. I love it.
They be fucking up.
I heard
I couldn't find a word better to say than nigga.
Nigga's fat.
I can say nigga 1,000 different ways, and you know exactly what the fuck I mean.
You my nigga. Nigga what?
Nigga.
Nigga. You know, I mean, it's such a wonderful word, but that means we suck the power out of it.
I will say this, Mike. Now, what I heard about the nigga, the NG connotation.
Where are you hearing this shit from?
I read it in some books.
Well, how the fuck did you hear it if you read it?
I don't believe that.
Hold on, man. You act like I don't talk.
I believe this nigga read
Wait a minute now, dog. Hold on. I got the book from his house. Don't act like that now. He got some books too there. He don't look like
you say he got books?
He don't look like
if you read some shit, did you read it or did you hear it?
Mike, I was going to tell you.
I was read that.
No, hold on. Now, wait a minute. Now, we ain't going to make this look crazy now. We talking about
what voice do you read in?
I read it in the voice of my damn head.
So you basically saying you told yourself this shit.
Well, you ain't gonna act like I ain't got different voices now. You ain't gonna act like that.
Have you ever argued with yourself?
I argue with myself all the time.
Good. As long as you don't strike you, it should be okay.
Man, y'all tripping. Y'all feel like y'all judging me right
now. That's my partner.
Nah,
but I do get community service points every time.
You know what I'm talking about, man? Y'all don't want to hear it, man. Y'all don't want to
nigga. Y'all don't even know where y'all are. We in that real shit.
I make him sign off on that sheet when he leaves.
We down here, man. Shout out, rest in peace, Martin Luther King, man. Today, man, he got killed, man. Ain't it?
Damn sure.
Yes, sir.
You know what we said? Lola said, hey, nigga, don't let me forget. We got to shout out Martin Luther King. I said, I ain't gonna let you forget, nigga.
That's right.
Matter of fact, I met Martin Luther King. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I usually don't tell this story.
You ain't about to get on here and lie.
You know what? Fuck it. Go ahead.
I'm from born.
No, listen. Martin Luther King came down to Tuscaloosa like 1963. Something called
you was born in...
No, I wasn't born. I was born after this. I was just telling you about Martin Luther King and the significance of the day.
Please tell us.
You see...
You fell for
If you
it.
see when John Lewis... No, listen. If you see Bloody Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? Bloody Sunday.
It's Bloody Sunday.
Bloody Sunday.
Some niggas waited till Tuesday to walk to get around the crowd.
No. Bloody Sunday happened in Selma, but the reason for Bloody Sunday was Bloody Tuesday, which happened a year before that in Tuscaloosa at the First African Church.
Is true.
Martin Luther King came down there too, you feel me? They tried to beat up everybody in the church. My whole family was involved in that right there, you feel me? So
all the shit came about because of walking. I keep telling you, quit that fucking walking. You'll live longer.
It was trying to tell them that you can't tell us not to have you can't tell us to drink from the black water fountains, you know what I'm saying? I don't think the North dealt with that. That's a Southern thing, you feel me? Which basically is a Confederate thing, definitely, you feel me? for the black water fountains. I don't know if New York dealt with that.
Shit you saying makes sense.
Even in Chicago, you gotta think. Nobody in Chicago. You think they could have told somebody in Chicago?
Did Martin hear about this? Because he only drank bottled water.
Martin know about it. He know about my cousin used to be Martin Luther King driver. He was his personal driver for about 7 years. No, the guy named Clarence Bozeman. He got a wife named Maggie Bozeman. She was the first woman charged with voter fraud in the United States. Her and a woman named Julia Wilder.
And her husband drove her to it?
No, her husband just used to drive Martin Luther King around.
Oh, okay.
You know, civil rights movement, we entwined in Alabama. These just my elders and my
always
family.
getting on here trying to make Alabama look like a good place. Don't nobody want to go to Alabama.
Bloody Tuesday.
That's exactly why.
I ain't trying to go to no place called Bloody. Anyway.
Exactly.
That's what somebody offered me a Bloody Mary the other day. I punched him in the throat. I was like, don't come over here, cousin.
Mississippi put me in charge of public relations. I'm changing the perception of Mississippi.
How can you do that?
Shit, I get on here every fucking time and be a cold-ass nigga. I show the world that it's magnificent motherfuckers down there in that country.
They was magnificent
Wait, what part of Mississippi?
I'm from Oxford, Mississippi, where a dime costs $1.
What college does? Ole Miss.
And Northwest.
Oh, that shit's so far south they had to pump sunlight to that motherfucker.
Them motherfuckers. Hey, everybody doing the same kind of bad. Yeah.
Mississippi got a different color highway too. What color the highway down there?
Yeah, well, you know, they got brown highways out there. The white folks don't call us niggas because they know our name.
Cool. Well, you can have that. You can have Mississippi. I need to stay north. Although my woman from the south. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Mike, you got family from the south.
I'm not gonna let you talk about the south like, you know, where y'all from ain't just great either.
Ain't nobody from Chicago. Not from
them the same motherfuckers. They all came from Mississippi.
From the south.
See?
Yeah, everybody from Chicago from the south.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chicago ain't got them.
We Chicago for life.
Niggas ain't doing that good up there now. I've been to Chicago.
I think after the show we should do a drive.
What they got up there in Chicago?
No, fuck, we should. We should drive by Chicago and look and
let me tell you
keep
what
going.
I got to tell you when I went to Chicago.
No, I don't want to know.
You want to tell?
I'm mad at you for the Martin Luther King shit.
What you
Actually, I wish can we mute his mic?
You see what I'm talking about? You see how they do me? You see that mic?
And
I tell the truth.
This don't go out live. They gotta edit that part out anyway.
Right, this is true.
No, we leaving this. We leaving it because we want people to hear the type of shit that he holds us hostage to.
Oh,
man,
he got to be held accountable.
My story just seem wild, but they all legit, man. You know what I mean? See what I'm talking about, Mike? I'm the first
chicken
one.
can smell bullshit.
Bullshit ain't nothing but chewed up grass,
man.
You watch it, look how he looking at your ass. Motherfucker got his eye. God damn it, don't do no shit. This motherfucker jump over there. Look, we did this show called The Miss Pat Show.
I know a bitch sound just like that.
Really? Boy, you must have hit it right.
That's how
Wrong hole!
Oh, you don't have to be fucking. You don't have to be fucking her for her to make that sound. That's how she sound after you tell her you're not giving her $40. Chicken. Now, you did the Miss Pat show recently?
Oh, yeah, Miss Pat Show. I got the Christmas edition coming up. We shot it already. Debbie Allen directed it.
Debbie Allen from Fame?
Oh, yeah. And she only directed 2 of them. This is the 3rd season.
Damn it, you done went to the new shit. I was going to ask you about your character on Martin, too.
I'll come back to that shit.
All right, bet.
And no, Miss Pat shit's off the chain because I get to play Santa Claus who gets fired. And I can't tell you the whole story because it's really, really good. But to be able to work with Miss Pat, she's hilarious.
She's crazy.
Hilarious. Yeah.
We got the same birthday.
Really? What day is
that? So
happy
belated birthday to Miss Pat.
What day is that?
The 2nd, April 2nd.
Oh, the birthday just went past?
Yeah.
I'm calling on the way to the airport. She never picked the phone up, but I'm going to call anyway.
Me, Miss Pat, Marvin Gaye got the same birthday.
Get the hell out of here. Marvin Gaye.
That's why Marvin Gaye on the wall.
Man, I remember the day Marvin Gaye died, man. My daddy was in the house going crazy. Like, man, they got him.
Hey, Miss Pat had texted me happy birthday. I hit her back. I said, happy birthday, Miss Pat, I love you. She called me and said, what the fuck you mean you love me? I was like, Miss Pat, not like I'm in. I know you married and shit. I'm just saying, like, I love you. We got the same birthday. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you like that. And she was like, what the fuck you say that for, white? Like, you love me? Like, why niggas say that? Like, is you trying to say something to me? I'm like, Miss Pat, I ain't even mean it like that. You know what?
She trying to fight you.
Exactly. I was like, hey, I ain't know that the trauma ran that deep.
I made a mistake, walked on set with my chicken.
You take the chicken everywhere you go?
No, the chicken takes me.
Oh.
And when I got there, I walked in, and just like this, they had the circle, read the table read, and I accidentally squeezed the chicken. She said, don't bring that motherfucking chicken on this set. Well, it's her set. I moved that motherfucker, I put it on my seat. So I get through doing my line, I leaned on the chicken, I leaned up and did that, and she screamed from way over there, I told you, don't bring that motherfucking chicken on my set. So I did this. And everybody in the room fell on the floor laughing.
Man.
They were
and she
hollering.
This on set.
On set. Table read. It wasn't but nothing but love after that, brother, called the chicken rules.
Mike, your ass crazy.
Mike, you a wild bro.
Yeah, you done fucked around,
Hey, man.
man.
Fucking chicken, man. Y'all know already. His chicken is powerful, man. It changes people. Folks who don't even laugh, they hear this chicken first, they're disturbed.
When did this shit start happening, man?
About a year and a half ago. My ex gave me this chicken, which is probably why she's my ex. I'm glad I didn't break shit. And I'm glad y'all rich, because if I did,
yeah, we'll get some more shit.
Get
some more shit.
Get some more shit.
Some more shit.
My nephew, not y'all. Come on.
Yeah, we big.
Mike, you was on Martin too?
Okay, so back it up to Martin.
That know he was on there.
14 years ago. Yes. Oh, those candles off the chain.
You know what?
He can't let me smell them.
I'm not even gonna light. I'm gonna give you these motherfuckers. I'm not even gonna light them.
See, I told y'all free shit is the shit. Thank you. I'm put them right in that bag.
Free shit so good. I paid for it one time.
Oh man, no thank you. Shit, they going right in the bag. We'll put the chicken in here too. I feel like I've been shopping.
I'm gonna like this one. Yeah, this motherfucker, all right.
Well, now what is that? That's a different guy, though, right?
No, that's the. Hey, we got all our. These are our candles, man.
85 times.
Yeah, everything that we fuck with is ours, man. We got our own grinders. We got our own rolling tray.
This is a nice looking grinder. It's silver.
Yeah, exactly. You want that?
No, I can't take no grinder, but that's nice.
All right. Well, fuck. I just wanted you to have some shit.
I love it, man. You've given me enough by bringing me here, man. You know, because first of all, you know I love you.
Right.
You know, I mean, you've always been one of the greats, really, ever since I met you. Out of the young cats, you sizzle shit, man. Long before you became part of this trio, when it was just you. You know, I've called you many times. Hey, man, let's do this, let's do that, because you're funny, fuck. And it's natural. It comes from your spirit. It's just good shit, man.
And I found the right people in this group of audience.
You found the right people. That's what makes the difference.
Yes.
I'm okay. That's how I keep talking about my woman, Sonia Powers, soon to be Colyar, because my whole life changed when I met her. Everything in my life is aligned now.
Really?
I'm sitting smack dab in the middle of my dream, brother. I'm doing everything I ever wanted to do. And I'm so much in love with a woman, I no longer objectify women. And I've objectified women my whole life until I met her. You know, look at that ass. Nice titties. I wonder if she swallows. But now...
That's objectifying?
Oh, that's objectifying. When you treat them like an object, yeah.
What kind of object?
Well, hopefully a sexy one if it makes you react. And I don't do that anymore. I wouldn't care if Beyonce...
What you do now?
I ignore them. I think about Sonia. That's all I can think about is Sonia.
Look, if you the type of woman, Sonia, you best hold up. If you the type of woman that's gonna make me ignore other women, stay the fuck away from around me.
I swear I can't even think about nobody.
I don't want no parts of that shit.
She the bomb, dude. Number one soul food restaurant in Winston-Salem, North Carolina called Simply Sonia's.
We love it.
She has a second restaurant called Simply Soul, and she just acquired the building for our third property. You hear me say our third property. Yes, sir. I'm a restaurateur now. Anyway.
Hold on.
Thank you. Yes, the Simply line is rolling, baby.
Mike, that is beautiful. And I'm up here trying to get a motherfucker to go half on the beef patty. Go ahead. Do your thing, Mike.
I apologize to my mother when I say this, but Sonia makes a better salmon croquette than my mama. And my mama has held that title for 64 years, young man. She can cook her ass. But in fact, let's get back to nigga for a minute. I don't really do chicken wings. That's too nigga for me. Okay, I'm a black man. Don't get me wrong. My assalamu alaikum. Y2Y0 to the motherfucking bone.
Okay.
Black man. But I'm fucking on chicken wings. Because every place I go, that's all my friends order. We can be a fucking friends. Nigga, chicken wings? No, nigga. We out of chicken wings. But she has made this sauce called the Sonia sauce. I'm eating wings again. That's all I can say is I'm eating wings. She fine as frog's hair. You ever seen frog hair?
Nope.
You can't see it. It's too goddamn fine. Talk to me, somebody. And she has changed my life. Her just being in my life has aligned everything else. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. I talk about it every day. I tell strangers in the street, they say, why you telling me? I say, shit, I'm telling everybody. She bad motherfucker. If I wasn't me, I would have been her. Oh, she bad motherfucker. I wouldn't wear the dress, but I'm just saying.
Okay. I heard you.
And when it gets quiet,
shit, no. That's terrifying. You be somebody so great you want to be there? Great for you. I didn't know shit like that existed.
He said this shit is terrifying.
I'm scared as a motherfucker. I run up on that.
Oh my God.
Sonya, this Sonya should love this right here for that. All the women should love this right here. You know what I mean? So
can you imagine you meet a woman and you be like, hey, bro, don't you ever talk to them hoes like that.
Channel85.com. Go get the app. You got an hour for free. We gave you what you wanted. Now give us some subscriptions to the app. $8.50, $8.99 with tax, $85 a year. Channel85.com, 85 South Show. Get the app.
Well, see, this is what they don't know. The app really $3, but adjusted for inflation is $8.99. Yeah.
What Lo said. Get the app, man. Stop bullshitting.
We out of here, man.
Hey, I'm Wilmer Valderrama, executive producer of the new podcast De My Abuelita First. Each week, the incredible Vico Ortiz and fabulous Abuelita Liliana Montenegro will play matchmaker for a group of hopeful romantics. Right, Vico?
You know it. Listen to Date My Abuelita First, Thursdays on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Just do it better. Besitos.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Craig Ferguson goes in search of joy and talks with actors, doctors, stand-ups, and scientists. Everyone. Is it love, religion, drugs, money? Where do you find it? Craig Ferguson, in search of joy, the celebrations, the dances, science, poetry, laughter, and music of joy. Don't miss it. Joy with Craig Ferguson. Hear it now on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm here to help.
Hey, I'm Jay Shetty, and I'm the host of On Purpose. In this week's episode, I had the honor to interview President Joe Biden in his first ever personal interview about mental health.
We have an enormous opportunity, but the thing I want to change is American attitude. We can do anything. There's nothing we've ever set our mind to we've not been able to do we've done together. For real.
Listen to On Purpose with Jay Shetty on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hola, I'm Alexia Napola.
And I'm Marisol Patton,
your favorite Miami housewives. And now, the host of the new podcast, Ay, por favor.
We are bringing the heat as we dish on hot topics, celeb gossip, and more. Alexia and I have been gossiping for 23 years. We call it
Chismeando. Listen to Ay, por favor as part of the My Cultura Podcast Network, available on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.